Let's start the record there. The countdown, 4 minutes. I'm excited. We'll only get probably like an hour into the game. It just has to be. That's just how it has to be. I don't want to be up super late. We'll play a lot tomorrow, though. I'm excited. I've been talking about this for a bit. I'm so excited for Death Stranding 2 on the beach. If you're tuning into this, technically my whole playthrough of the original Death Stranding from 2019 is up on the channel, but it's a very scuffed quality-wise playthrough. I was thinking back on it. Damn, I remember it was 2019 and I was playing it definitely in November at that point too, because I forget exactly what part of 2019 came out. I know it was like second half of 2019, but I was definitely playing it, well, at least into November, because I remember taking like the console, like the PS4 at the time, over to my friend's place because I like house sat for them over Thanksgiving break. They went traveling, and I don't do much during like Thanksgiving, so it was like a week where I was like streaming from like my friend's house at the time. Very funny memory was unlocked when I was thinking back to that, even just earlier today. But the playthrough itself is quite low quality, so don't 100% advise going back and trying to watch it necessarily. But I'm very excited for this game. Death Stranding was my favorite game of 2019. I said so as much back when I played it, the year when I did my end of year favorite games. I keep talking about this, but it's very funny, in my opinion, the 180 general sentiment over this game, or at least the original game, was. I remember really beating the drum for Death Stranding and being a big fan, but then I remember at the time online sentiment was really not in Death Stranding's favor, in my opinion, from what I was seeing. A lot of people were saying it was too weird, not exciting enough. It's just a dumb delivery game, walking simulator kind of thing. Like, that was all. And like in the years since then, general sentiment has gotten a lot better, which is fine. It's always funny when that happens, especially to video games, because people like to try to like find flaws and stuff early on or criticize, which is whatever. But I had been a big proponent of the original Death Stranding since 2019 when it first came out. I really liked it. This, from all the reviews this week, have said basically if you liked the first game, this is going to be even better. It basically keeps everything the same gameplay wise. Gameplay loops probably improved. Like, just moment to moment gameplay apparently is like all for lack of a better term, cleaned up, improved, eased up on, maybe, so it's not as cumbersome to like play. If you ever have to do like action parts, it apparently sounds a lot nicer. So menu navigation, like that, it sounds nerdy, but that's the type of shit I'm actually looking forward to the most, because those were the most, even though I still enjoyed it back in 2019, the most tedious parts of the experience. So I think if those are just like streamlined just barely, then I'm for it. This playthrough itself, I'm in no rush to see the end of the story. This is going to be a very long playthrough. I think with the original game, I think doing a lot of the side stuff along the way of this main story is the best way to experience it. Is going to be the best way to experience it. And I'm in, again, no rush. Hopefully I don't obviously get spoiled. That's hopefully not a thing ever I have to deal with. But, yeah, this is going to be a long and slow playthrough on the channel. And the time is carved out for it. Should we have connected? Look at that picture. Got a beach. We got, like, servers. We got animals of some sort. Game help? Oh, man. Game help? How exciting. Oh, I forgot to take off the BRB. Oh, I see babies and faces. Let's go. An hour. Or an hour and a half or so. HDR. Choose whether or not to enable. On. HDR luminosity settings. Select your preferred brightness. The default setting is recommended. All right, default it is. Bonus data found. The following content's been applied. Early unlock custom hologram quokka? Quokka? What does that mean? Is that because of pre-order? Bonus data found. Following contents added. These items and equipment will be available as you progress through the game. Battle skeleton silver 1 through 3. Boost skeleton 1 through 3. Boca skeleton. Okay, I will click this Death Stranding recap. I have heard it's booty butt cheeks. If you come into this, if you're clicking into this and you're wanting to watch me play Death Stranding, and then you're like, if you want to know what happened in the first game, you're much better off finding, at this point, I would say finding a playthrough or even watching mine is going to take a long time. Your best is to, even though you're still going to miss a bit, is to find a recap video on YouTube. I actually, less than a week ago, but I think last weekend, I found like a pretty decent one online that was like an hour and a half long. Because I was like, there was some stuff that I wanted to watch. And I like I said, loved the first game to death. Played it all. Did a lot of shit. And even there, when it recapped, I was like, oh yeah, that did happen. Like, I completely forgot some story beats. But I'm going to do this. I hear this recap sucks, though. Just to be honest.
Perhaps you remember me.
Here we go.
That's right.
It's Dead Man.
The world, as you know, is in awful shape. And it's all because of the Death Stranding. The dead started to find their way into our midst, crossing over from the other side. We call these entities BTs. Beached things.
Beached things.
When they came into contact with the living, the result was instant annihilation. A void out, leaving nothing but a massive crater in its wake.
Wait, so is it only going to be 17 slides? That's crazy.
But that was only the beginning. Strange rain fell from the sky, rapidly aging everything it touched. A phenomenon we came to know as timefall. Structures would rust and collapse, and people grew old in an instant. The world transformed into something completely unrecognizable. Those who survived these changes came to fear both timefall and BTs alike. They withdrew into the remaining cities, which in turn closed their doors to outsiders. People ceased to travel and stopped meeting in person. They grew distant from one another and became further isolated. The social, cultural, and political bonds between humans began to crumble. The Death Stranding was hastening humanity's extinction. Seeing this, Bridget Strand, the last president of the United States of America, founded Bridges, an organization committed to making America whole again and providing a future for all humankind.
It's so weird because, like, I know this is not going to be able to cover, but I'm honestly sort of shocked they didn't take a more, like, even, like, a more in-depth, because this slideshow thing, I'm surprised it's not a better, like, recap video. Probably wouldn't have been that hard to kind of, like, put together a thing. I know it's, like, a long story, and, like, if you're trying to recap a bunch of it, it would be long, but, like, it's funny, I was recently just talking about, and we just on the channel recently finished Yakuza Kiwami 2, and, like, that had, like, a 30-minute video, basically, that you could, like, it asked if you wanted to watch, and at, like, 10-minute intervals would be like, do you want to keep going? And it recapped, like, all of Yakuza Kiwami 1, which I know is a shorter game, probably easier to recap, but, like, it would, like, it did its whole thing and narrated it kind of and everything, so it just seems like a weird oversight to just have this, because I'm 5 slides in, and I'm like,
However, Bridget died before she could realize this ambition. It was you, Sam, who took up her cause and resolved to see it through. Sam, the humble porter, who also possessed the unique powers of a repatriate.
Repatriate.
The one and only person who could save humanity. So with Bridges' Cupid in hand, and accompanied by the bridge baby Lou, you embarked on a journey across North America.
Not like a thing I forgot, but I definitely, when I watched the recap thing, I was like, oh yeah, the whole thing of him being a repatriate, which in the game is basically like he can't die. When he dies, he goes back to his beach, and then he can like come back. So he's incapable of dying. And I was like, that's a hella convenient way in a video game for your main character, that if you lose in like a fight or something, that, or a boss fight, it's always like an in-universe way of explaining like you losing but still being able to come back. I was like, oh, that's very convenient for him.
Of course, you had struggles of your own, often phosmophobia, or the fear of being touched. The despair of having lost everything was just too much. But despite it all,
Often
you strive to bring
phosmophobia.
people together.
Sure, I said that correctly.
By extending the chiral network across the length and breadth of the continent, you would enable the rebirth of the United States as the United Cities of America. You were also to rescue Bridget's daughter, Amelie, who had been taken captive by terrorists. These were the vital missions you were entrusted with, Sam. We, your friends at Bridges,
Die
did
Hard Man.
everything we could to support your efforts. There was our director, Die Hardman, a close associate of Bridget, who was dedicated to fulfilling her final wishes. His commitment to American Reconstructionism was absolute, and for that he was named the first president of the UCA. And of course, Sam, the incomparable Dead Man, yours truly. I'd like to think we became the best of friends. As you may recall, I was born from an artificial womb, and over the course of my life was the recipient of numerous organ transplants. I've always got on with the dead. I used to be a coroner. Anyway, I pushed myself physically and mentally to help you and your BB, Lou. Mama and Papa
My favorite
were twin
character, my
sisters.
favorite side character, maybe my
As you may
favorite
remember,
character from the first game.
skilled scientists who developed the Cupid, which was essential for chiral network expansion. A personal tragedy
Also had
caused
maybe
two
one of the
them to
interesting
grow apart.
story bits.
But they've since reconciled, with both their souls residing in the same body.
Really, really strange story to them, but really tragic. And like I said, I think maybe probably the most interesting story of the side characters, in my opinion. Also, love myself some Margaret Qualley. So
Hartman.
Hartman's
Every
story is
21
also
minutes,
tragic,
his
though.
soul departs his physical form, and for 3 minutes, his body is clinically dead. During this temporary death, his soul is sent to the beach. That's why he knows more about the beach and the Death Stranding than anyone else. His knowledge proved indispensable in the execution of your mission, Sam. Fragile, leader of the private delivery outfit Fragile Express.
Very important side
Exposure to
character. I think
timefall
her
caused
role
entire
probably
body
is going to
from the
expand
neck down
into
to age
a lot more.
significantly. It was the mark of a terrible betrayal. Higgs, a former comrade, used timefall as an instrument of torture, you see. To no surprise, Fragile was hell-bent on getting revenge. But after meeting you, Sam, she had a change of heart.
Only 4 more pages.
As your friends, we would stop at nothing to see you succeed. But ultimately, crossing the continent was something you had to do on your own, with only Lou for company. And with no end to the forces that stood in opposition. Deadly BTs, unforgiving terrain and unpredictable weather, ruthless terrorists. The list goes on. Without a doubt, your greatest enemy was Higgs. Convinced that humanity deserved to go extinct, he kidnapped Amelie and tried to torment you and countless others. But neither he nor anything else could stop you from achieving your goal.
Okay, so I'm getting the sense that this is less of a story recap, and this is more of like a character recap, and it's recapping like characters that we're almost for sure going to have referenced or see here in the second game, obviously. So I think that's what, probably more what they're thinking was the better idea. Better than
The
a
chiral
bigger
network was
story
finally
recap.
completed. The bridge to the future was built, but your ordeal was not yet over. You had to learn the real nature of the Death Stranding, a secret that Amelie had kept hidden from us all this time, and a terrible truth you had to face. But you accepted this final revelation, Sam, and did what had to be done.
No, I don't think it's going to be on the last page, but this recap is missing one very important factor from the first game, which was the line, "We can run on the beat," or I forget exactly how it was said, but we could be Mario and Princess Beach.
America rose from the ashes as the UCA.
I remember screaming when that
and
came
as the
out, when that
people
line was
celebrated
revealed
your
to me.
accomplishments, you carried out one final mission in secret: to save your BB, to save Lou. You removed the child from the pod that was their prison and began a new life together. And so it was that the two of you vanished without so much as a trace.
And that's all the first game. Perfect. What a recap. What a recap. Now I thought about it for a while. I normally don't do this, but I actually was like, I was tempted to bump this difficulty up. Over the last few days, I was thinking like, man, what if I made it a little harder on me? Completing the game at this difficulty level will test all your skills and provide a true sense of accomplishment. Your reputation will be legendary and your standing as a porter unmatched. I'm probably just going to keep it to normal though. I don't know what I was thinking that day, but log in at launch. Choose whether or not to automatically log into online services when you start the game. Yes, we are going to be logging on. That's important. Shared content. No, we're doing it all. Choose whether or not to display an avatar image. Your avatar image will be displayed. Yeah. Choose how often a warning should be played when you encounter enemies. The full warning will only be played for your first encounter with an enemy. A simplified warning will be played for all subsequent encounters. Full warning for each BT area. It defaults to first time only. Is it the whole like wind-up-y thing? Or does I'll keep it. I'll trust it. Get into the rest of the options as we play. This game supports autosave. Icon will be displayed. Great. Difficulty. Normal. I've entered a blocked scene. Oh no. It is said that a person's birthday will indicate their path in life. This was a thing in the first game, and I don't remember if I ever checked to see if it did anything on your actual birthday. But, like, the thing is, my birthday just passed. It is what it is. There's my flower icon. Whilst dooms can afflict almost anyone, those born under constellations with a greater connection to the beach, Cancer, Pisces, Cetus, and Delphinus, so that's not me, more susceptible to developing conditions, believe that such individuals are fated to walk a life path fraught with disquiet and turmoil. Unless I am in that? No, I'm... But what is Delphinus? What is Cetus? Are those ones I know? I'm not one of these signs, people. I gotta be honest. But why would it be telling me this if I don't fall into this group? I'm a Gemini, I thought. Well, now you know my birthday. It's very personal information. It's such personal information. I'm so excited. Take me on a ride. Take me on a ride. Beach things. I'm not reading that out loud. I maybe should have been. But you can if you wanted to see it. I was so averse to spoilers. I didn't even listen to the Caroline Polachek song that came out a couple days ago. The title song. Because I wanted to hear it first in game. Although I really wanted to listen to it. The controller is vibrating like water. Jesus. 11 months later. I'll keep a track on.
I've always loved porters.
Oh, it's Fragile is talking.
Through freezing rain and biting wind.
I'll just audio if I
Across
need to.
rivers,
I'll keep a track of it.
Mountains and endless deserts. They come to deliver something priceless. A glimpse of a life I've never known. They're my window. My sole connection to the outside world. And I know they'll be back again. Today.
Minus 61.
I know this is the Woodkid track.
Someone, do I deserve what I've got? Now the great system stands.
Oh, eat them.
And the theory switching sides. I own $1 million worth of stock, but I still won't sleep at night.
I know the soundtrack did release. I didn't listen to any of it because I, again, wanted to, if I could help it. Although I was very curious to listen to it. And you know I put a pre-order down for the soundtrack on vinyl. Very excited for that to come eventually.
Men sit in circles and talk numbers I never really liked. The way they think of life as some kind
Is Margaret Qualley back in this game? I didn't think she would be, but maybe it's just... Is it a surprise appearance? She hasn't been advertised as making an appearance. Is it just because she's gonna be... God, this looks really nice though. That's a me.
Minus 61. Now the wind
Hell yeah.
the leaves like a knife and the sun's out of sight. I see the world.
Wow, Lou grew up a bit.
Lose at the trial what is left and what is right. I made the worst mistake one can make, pretending.
Wow, this looks amazing. It might not come across fully on stream, because that's just the nature of stream and compression and all, but Indicates blood levels, indicates stamina. Great, just like the first game. I need to make sure... Performance... quality would be... like, this is like 60 frames, so they do the quality here. I probably would rather it stay 60 frames. So it's probably gonna end up looking a little worse. Oh, look at that. You get that little thing on the screen. We'll check it. Oh, so look how smooth the 60 frames looks. Oh, and it still looks pretty good. Hold to view destination. Return home with Lou. Okay. It still looks really good, and this 60 frames looks clean as hell. I think I would rather do 60. Alright, move. Oh god. Yeah, the 60 frames is just too nice to, like, give up. And it doesn't look bad at all. I mean, I can already immediately tell that I lose a bit of the, like, crispness. That I immediately was like, wow, this looks really fucking amazing, but, like... Yeah, this still looks really cool. Let me take a look at the baby on my bod. We got a baby on strapped to us. Alright, I'm gonna be careful. I don't already need to be falling. So yeah, you can you grip your it looks funny if I do this, but you grip to like kind of like get stability. Look at the shadows and all. This is just... Oh, okay. I gotta be careful. Walk. I'm gripping for stability. Where am I going? Okay. So I'm gonna want to stay on like this ridge. Ow, 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 my legs, my feet. Hope he's got good boots. Finding safe route. Tap L1 terrain scanner. These icons indicate terrain where it's easy to lose your footing. Pop. Easy to lose footing. Okay, yeah. It's a little ladder image. Oh, here we go. A nice little clean little... aerial camera. Whoa, 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 whoa. What's that? Whoa, hey. I think it probably doesn't like that I shoved it against a blood bag. I want that bag. Carry in right hand, carry in left hand, carry on back. Huh! Throw that shit. Scan. I see a ladder. That's where we're heading, so that's where I'm going. You know I'm picking up that ladder. Using ladders. Hold, select ladder, hold, ready, place. There's another ladder up there. Am I gonna be so crazy as to want to, like... See a moon?
Let's head home before it gets dark.
I'm totally deviating where I'm supposed to go. Game's gonna get mad at me. But also, whoa, chill.
Easy does it. Sorry.
Oh, this is an already deployed ladder.
Fall here.
Whoa. Oh shit, look at this. You don't even have to climb them. This is different than the first game. That's cool. I love that. Oh, now I gotta climb back up this. That's unfortunate. Okay. Yeah, 60 frames is really smooth. I know I'm gonna keep repeating that, but it still looks really nice. Maybe every once in a while I'll switch to the higher quality just to see it again. But I'm totally fine with how this looks at 60. A consistent 60. Okay, let's go. Back to the journey. Wait, what is that saying? Oh, it's saying like the elevation and distance. You can see how far and how down it's gonna go. Potential quake.
I feel that.
Gate quake measured 4
Yeah, shaky.
on the G scale occurred. Well. I just called your mom and I'm a 6 on the quake scale. Oh god. Oh god. Is Luke crying? Oh, here we go. Gently rock.
Okay, you're all right.
Don't shake the baby hard. There you go, baby. Zoom in. Oh my god. Look at this face. Yeah, hell yeah.
Let's go home and get you fed.
Maybe a hot take, I don't know, about the original game. Norman Reedus as a playable character was maybe, as like the main character, and his performance was maybe my least favorite part of the game. It just didn't bring a lot to the... I just don't think... And I'm not trying to sound like a hater, but it really was just like Kojima put Norman Reedus because he likes Norman Reedus kind of thing. But it's just not. It's just not. It doesn't do literally anything for me. Where to climb. You can hold it down, so if it looks like it just pops up, you can just press it once, but you can like hold it down so that you'll automatically like start kind of like hurtling over ledges and stuff. Oh my god. Oh god. Let's go, Lou. I mean, look at my quick little steps. Rain.
Great. Rain. Gotta move.
Shit. I'll put Lou's little protective cover on. Look at that rain on the camera. It's nice. Oh man, this feels dangerous. Oh, it's getting heavy. Oh god. Resist strong winds. Oh god, that seems really sketch. I'm gonna be honest. I keep going higher and higher, but I feel like I gotta go down at some point here. I have to go slow. Just take a tumble down this mountain like an idiot here. Alright, we're gonna go slow. Climbing anchor.
Fuck this.
Fuck this. Careful, careful, careful. Alright, we're gonna go so slow. We're not going to go tumbling down this thing. Oh my god. Oh god, this is sketchy. Yeah. Yeah. We're stable. Muddy. There we go, there we go, here we go. Now a little flat path. Whoa, oh god. Whoa, chill! He was falling down. I was not holding. I was like trying to rear back.
Almost there.
If you don't like hunker down, he'll like start just walking and sliding by himself. Like it's what he does. Select ladder. Okay, the weapons tool. Use this menu to quickly switch between weapons and tools. Select a category with that. And use L1 to cycle through your options. Finally, press X to equip or use. So this goes around. Ammo, portability, yeah, climbing anchor. Gives us a number, right? Yeah. But it also said to... Oh, there you go. I see. So it's like... our strand. Urination currently cannot be used. Be considerate when choosing where to relieve yourself. That's very important. Blood bag, nothing there. Main weapons, secondary. So our basically categories. Main weapons, secondary weapons, consumables, special. So strand is like your choke out weapon. Your sneaky, I'm just going to go up behind people and choke them out. I'm going to try to play as stealthy as I can, generally. Urination, and then here's just a bunch of tools. I think I only have ladders and climbing anchors. Oh, the number is literally... It's not like you have 2 urinations. It's just the slots. So my slots are a climbing anchor, a ladder, climbing anchor, ladder, climbing anchor, ladder. So I have 3 of each. So a 10 meter ladder that can be deployed to scale cliffs or cross rivers. 2 ladders can be joined together to double their length. Deployed ladder cannot be recovered once it has been used. Keep that in mind. Now hold it. Obstacle detected. An obstacle. There we go. My first structure. Okay, ladder secured. So once you use it, you cannot move it. Great, great, great. Tippy toe, fancy feet across that ladder. I can sprint with that. What's over here? Oh yeah, capture. Grab 'em. Those I think just heal you. Great. May my ladder get many likes and many thumbs ups. May everyone love what I build. Alright, we're going right into it. Right into the monsters. Oh, Sam doesn't give a fuck. Complete different than the... Interesting. Oh. Huh. Oh, because they're not real. That's clever. Okay. It's to ward away others. And camouflage.
Hey. Not bad, little porter. Not bad at all.
Cute.
Okay, little. Time for some nom-noms.
Oh.
Come on, open up. There you go.
Fragile. She's like, that's bunch of bullshit. Yeah, there's a lot of licensed music in this game, so a lot. Hopefully, it doesn't block viewing as far as when it gets on YouTube. But the copyright notices will. Will be a coming.
Who's there?
Frying pan.
Who are you?
Gosh, she looks so cool.
Were you cooking?
What are you doing here?
I've been looking for you.
Weird hand things. Crazy. Oh, man. Oh, man.
Wow. Lou's growing up fast. You two look good. Like a happy family. Here's a gift. The finest Carol printed diapers.
Thank God. How'd you track us down?
Your neighbor got hooked up to the Carol network. Service now extends to the whole region. I let myself in with this. You can use Carol printers now too.
Guess it's time we thought about moving. Maybe further south. You know, I'm surprised you used the front door for once.
My jumping days are behind me. Overdoing it left me with some kind of syndrome. They call it jump shock.
You care for a drink?
Thank you, but
Okay, so these, you can see in this thing, I'm not going to do it during cutscenes, but you can see that there's popping up like context things. So if like I ever wanted to, like I could be like, oh, what's the context for that? Like if I go to here, in the corpus you can review the story so far, examine terminology, check the controls, and browse gameplay tips. Corpus is divided into various tabs. Use that to cycle between them. So yeah. Jump shock. Syndrome causes the performer repeated jumps to the beach. While it is clear that the syndrome is brought about by its accumulated strain, multiple jumps placed on the body, the exact causes are unknown, and no treatment has yet been developed. Still possible to perform jumps while suffering from the syndrome, but doing so puts one's life at risk. So the thing is, I don't want to interrupt cutscenes, especially. It's much like Final Fantasy 16 had this, where it did the same thing, and it was a good concept, and like it really helps if like you're like, who was that? What was that? Where's that? But also like, I don't want to interrupt cutscenes while I do it. And I don't know how often, the thing is, this is going to be a very slow and long playthrough of this game. But unless there's something that's completely new, I'm probably not going to check these out because I'm coming into this game with quite an understanding of everything that happened in the first game. So if you're like, oh, Austin, I really wish you would see what that meant. Like I said, unless there's something that's like, I literally go like, who is that or what is that or I want to check these out, I'm mostly probably not going to go to this. And if I do go to it, it'll probably be like after cutscenes. So I'm just going to be putting that out into the universe there. You know, gatequakes. I would hope the game does a good enough thing to like make it out. Like I know what the chiral network is. I know what the jump shock thing. You know, it's just, is this a time bar below it of what the cutscene's at? Okay, let's just continue.
no. I should get straight to the point.
Business, huh? I mean, for a moment there, I thought maybe you wanted to catch up.
I have a job for you. Take it. And that whole mess over how you left bridges will be wiped from the record. You won't have to live in hiding anymore.
What about Lil?
That's a little more complicated. We're talking about a bridges asset. You'll have to work it out. Sam, you brought America together. Helped it be reborn as the UCA.
Can I not go to... I'm gonna probably try to boost up, if it's allowed, like, just, audio voices. Voices of characters, but I'll have to check options. Yeah, that blue bar does seem to be like a meter. You can check how much longer a cutscene is, which is interesting.
But I'm afraid that Death Stranding is far from over. Humanity is still in danger. Still on the brink of extinction. Don't act like you don't see it. A lot of things changed after you went off on your own. Especially within the UCA. Bridges no longer oversees the distribution network. They withdrew once things were up and running. So your friends and co-workers all went their separate ways. And that's not all. Die Hard Man is not the president of the UCA anymore.
Oh.
In case you're wondering who's handling distribution now, A Pass 4000 has revolutionized the whole process. It utilizes the chiral network to manage and carry out deliveries. Within network coverage, there's no need to rely on human porters anymore. And no need for Fragile Express, of course. So after I closed up shop, I went and started a new group. One that handles work in regions outside the UCA. We decided to call ourselves Drawbridge. And we still require the services of human porters that can work outside the network. Preferably ones with dooms who can sense BTs. Sam, I'm asking you to go to Mexico.
Mexico.
To extend the chiral network to the south. Just like you did when you went out west.
You're asking, or is this coming from the UCA?
Both. The UCA came to Drawbridge, and now I'm coming to you. So, what do you say?
Seriously, why me?
There are several reasons I thought of you for this job. Deadman, for one. He's currently working at a lab in southern Mexico. I don't know the details, but the research they're conducting there is important. Very important. And there are certain things he'd like to tell you in person. Chiralium contamination is severe. Some areas have it worse than anything you experienced back in the UCA. The timefall storms are growing more intense as well. And, as you can imagine, everything in their path is subject to temporal acceleration. Objects and structures degrade rapidly, while animals and humans grow old and frail in the blink of an eye. Timefall often precedes the appearance of BTs there too.
These are just scenes from the first game.
So you should do everything you can to stay out of it as much as possible. There are many other dangers, though. The rivers can flood in an instant, and earthquakes happen daily. Mexico has no shortage of beached things. Spirits of the dead washed up from the other side were stranded there just like everywhere else. Any human corpse that hasn't been properly disposed of will become a BT. And any
And jiggle
living
close
human
next
that
to
comes into contact with a BT will get dragged into the depths of the tar. Giant BTs can and will emerge from the tar as well. And if they succeed in consuming a living human being, they'll trigger a void out, destroying everything nearby in a massive explosion.
This is doing better
Several
recap
Mexican
of the
cities
first
were
game.
wiped off the map in this way. The survivors have
things.
since become divided and isolated. As most people cannot see BTs, they live in fear of them, and that fear has made them too terrified to venture outside.
That was one reason. You got more?
I do, and this one's serious. There is some BT territory near that lab I mentioned. They monitor the chiralium levels, and recently, they've observed unusual activity. The cause is still unclear, but they seem to think there's a good chance a massive BT is headed their way. And if they're right, then I want you there, ready to kill it before it kills them. Don't forget, Sam. You were the first person in the world to ever take out a BT.
Guess that makes sense. But something's still bugging me.
What?
All this talk about extending the network into Mexico. Isn't the UCA basically expanding their territory? Taking control? Claiming it for their own?
Sam, it's not like that. They're not trying to take over the world. They just want to link up new areas with the chiral network.
Oh
Like
yeah,
the
sure.
internet before the Death Stranding. Public infrastructure to connect people. Which is why, instead of turning to an established government agency like Bridges, the UCA contracted a private organization like ours, who then decided to employ the services of a freelancer like yourself. So please, Sam, won't you help us out?
Damn, I can say I won't do it. Really? I'm kind of curious. Let me see. Wait, what? Is it just gonna replay?
Not bad, little porter. Not bad at all.
Wait.
Okay, Lou. Time for some nom-noms.
Excuse me? Oh, wow. That's so funny. It's taking... And then just fast forward you to the decision again. That's so... Why? Raindrops keep falling on my head. On my head. And just like the guy who see it, I too big for it. Nothing seems to fit those raindrops. The handprints aren't. Is the number of handprints changing? Is that a thing?
Not bad, little porter. Not bad at all.
I need to do it one more time. I haven't been noticing. I hadn't noticed if that's the handprints are increasing or if that's just.
Time for some nom-noms.
Oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What?
No! No!
-61.
Very good. Very good. I'll have to review my footage. It's not gonna allow me to do it again. That's very funny though. No, no! don't take me back to the tutorial! That's very funny. I like that. That's goofy as hell. I'm glad I saw that.
Yeah,
No.
right.
No!
So you'll do it?
What about Lou, though? It's not like I can take my kid with me. If I do this, can you hold the fort for me while I'm gone? Like babysitter?
No, we're not
We're
going
inside
with
the
Lou.
network. There's a child care app I can use.
Great. Put an iPad in front of the baby.
It'll be fine. The lab is only a few days away. I promise he'll be back before you know it.
Let him watch Coco Melon or whatever. It was the
Link
fuck
up
kid's
the region as you
Bluey.
head south.
Is Bluey still a
And call
thing?
him safe. We'll be waiting.
Miss Rachel. What's her name? I will say, I feel like I've gotten more acting out of our main character, Norman Reedus here, in this first opening scene than I did in all of the first game. You know what I mean? Like, I think in the first game, episode 1, Sam. I'll say what I was going to say once this is done. So do I have like a, am I gonna have a baby substitute? A BB?
Go on. Slide it on your thumb.
Instead of a wrist thing? We get like, these used to be on the wrists.
Try sticking your thumb out. Like you're giving me a like.
Like you're giving me a like. Clever.
Access your ring terminal to view the map. From here you can check order details, as well as the cargo for delivery. Now then, let's review the mission that you'll be undertaking on behalf of Drawbridge. Your destination is a research lab in southern Mexico. When you arrive, you'll need to use the Cupid to connect it to the chiral network.
Just like the
Chiral
first game.
communication utilizes the beach, where time barely passes. Using the Cupid in conjunction with the delivery terminal will allow us to initiate a zero-time massive data transmission. But because of the distance, it's not feasible to head straight to the lab to establish a connection. You'll need to use the way stations to extend network coverage until you're close enough to get the lab online.
Yep.
Your first job is C1, Ciudad Nuda del Norte. Bring them a
Ciudad
delivery
Nuda
and
del
welcome
Norte.
them into the network. Improper corpse disposal remains a serious problem in Mexico. With every additional corpse that spawns a BT, the risk of a void out grows even higher. C1 in particular is struggling to handle this issue. But once they're online, we can give them the technology they need to address the situation.
Come on, C1, pick it up.
Why don't you take a look at the cargo you're carrying by opening the menu?
Okay, so what I was saying is, I think there was a big criticism in the first game that whether it do because this is what Hideo Kojima wanted, or because they didn't have a ton of
Why
time.
don't you take a look at the cargo you're
Shush.
carrying by opening the menu? You can access useful information about your deliveries via your ring terminal. To review the cargo currently in your possession, select Cargo Management.
So whether it was the way they wanted it or because they didn't have a ton of time with Norman Reedus, he just wasn't talking and acting a bunch in the first game. And I think there was enough blowback that I bet they were like, all right, let's really open it up and have them do a bit more, you know? And like I said, we got a lot more in the opening, I feel, of this game and just the opening cutscene than we did. Maybe that's quite being hyperbolic, but I just remember him in the first game just being so nothing. Oh, look at this. So we got, there's the corpus, obviously. Corpus. Sam's stats. See how Sam's experience so far have improved his abilities. View Sam's delivery, combat, and stealth stats. Higher stats indicate greater proficiency. So this wasn't in the first game. Like, this looks skill tree-ish, or like if you use certain stuff a bunch, like if you sneak around a bunch, it's like the Elder Scrolls way of like, if you sneak around a lot, then your sneaking will get better, kind of thing. You know what I mean? Terrain traversal. Sam's proficiency at negotiating rough terrain, traversal natural, like slopes and rivers, slowing the rate at which Sam's endurance gauge depletes when wading through water and scrambling up steep gradients. Carrying capacity. Oh, so you can see maximum. Okay, so you can see when it goes up what you'll get. Traversal endurance. So just basic numbers. Fatigue accumulation. Look at him like, ah, screaming. KO resistance, which is already level 2. Sam's proficient at resisting enemy blows and electric shocks. Moving while centering his balance and blocking enemy attacks will improve this stat. Moving while centering his balance. Okay. So because I was holding down L2, R2 a lot. Lung capacity, holding breath to extend periods will improve the stat. Increasing length time is voluntary suppresses respiration. That's for like when you're sneaking around BTs. Strand skills. Covert operation attack range. Repeatedly binding enemies from behind using a strand. So the reach of Sam's strand. Okay, so yeah, that's the, like I said, the sneaking from behind and getting them. Mastery. Melee combat. Attack powers. Number of consecutive attacks. Handguns. Assault rifles. And then some things that are locked and we don't know what they could possibly be.
To review the cargo currently in your possession, select cargo management. This is the cargo you'll need to deliver. Be sure to get it to its destination in one piece. It's an excellent idea to place the most important cargo in your backpack.
Of course. I would always put that into my backpack. Chiral Network Gateway. It's marked with a star, like a key item.
We've given you some additional equipment. It can be carried in pouches or in special hooks, just like cargo. All these weapons can be used to incapacitate humans without killing them. So there is no need to worry about causing a void out.
Oh, did they simplify
Be sure
that?
to weigh your various options as you load up.
I bet they won't. Because in the first game, if I remember correctly, you could like when you used guns on enemies and stuff, it very much was like, oh, that's kind of a bad option because then they could do the void out thing, and I think they kind of simplified it. I think. So these are all things not carried based on that. So if I select place in backpack or carry on hands, I'm going to place in the backpack. Okay, so then you can see. I got to make sure we get, because I think I've heard that they try to simplify it and make it easier to read and legibility as far as menu and items and stuff, but I want to make sure we get it here done early. Container damage, obviously, and contents damage. Those are back from the first game. If you shake around a package a lot, some items need to be delivered very carefully. They accrue damage a lot. You got to protect it from like the weather, from the timefall stuff. So that's all, I assume, coming back. You can see on the right there the weight and the carrying capacity, cargo capacity. So yeah, we want to put it in the backpack. That just makes sense. So that's in there. These other things that they're giving me. We're definitely going to put ladder on backpack, place in backpack, hang on tool rack, attached to suit. or carry in hands. The thing is, I can just go in backpack. That can also go in backpack. Blood bag can be in utility pouch. It's attached to suit mean. Oh, I can spin this around. I kind of like how this looks. This looks a lot nicer than what I remember the first game's like menu. It was like white. I don't want it in my hands because that seems unnecessary. Place in utility pouch. Ladder. Tool rack? Kind of ends up looking funky, doesn't it? Don't want it on my suit. I think you don't want it just like in your suit if you can help it.
Return to the menu when everything looks good to go.
Does everything look good to go? I think it does. So you can see now everything is... We've got boots on. Oh yeah, you have to like change out your boots and stuff. I remember that now. There's our blood bag just on our carrying on that. Ladder. You get like a tool rack thing, so that's great. Everything else. So you can't auto arrange. I'm gonna try my best to not have to rely on that, but if it gets to be too much, I'm not gonna hesitate to auto arrange stuff, because, you know, I kind of like getting into the minutia of like, ooh, put this on my back and then put this on that, but like also.
Finally, before heading out, make sure to plot your delivery route. Return to the map.
So we can see this, I assume, is read an SSS post for the first time. The social strand service. Using the SSS, you can view messages sent by people from all over the world. Look back on the likes you've given to and received from porters in other worlds, and enjoy the screenshots you've captured in photo mode. Only screenshots taken by pressing X in photo mode can be viewed. Welcome to the SSS. The SSS allows you to view messages and photos from people across the chiral network. Meanwhile, any screenshots you take will be saved alongside their location data, allowing you to view a record of your activity. Be sure to give it a try. I don't know. Triangle. Oh, social strand service. Users. I'm not going to give the main message a like. Oh, look at these photos. The stock photos. Oh, here we go. The bridge link tab in the SSS menu allows you to view various play statistics and look back on the likes you've given to and received from other porters. Form a strand contract with those you have more dealings with to deepen your bond and increase your connection level. I know I have a friend on my PlayStation that will be playing this game. Maybe we deepen our bond together. I hope. I can only hope. New connections, nothing here. Friends, okay. I assume this, yep, okay, so this is just like in the first game. This thing will grow as you do, like, deliveries and shit. Who knows if I'm gonna go for 5-star ranking things. We're gonna kind of, like I said, I want this to be a slow and long playthrough, and I want to do a lot in this game. But I remember even with my best intentions of, like, the first game, I was like, oh man, I would love to like 100% the game and 5-star all these deliveries. And it just, I was looking at it at some point, and I was just like, this is going to be too much if I really attempt that, to do all that. So I don't know for sure. But I do like the idea. Like Porter grade 0. Playtime under an hour here. Birthday. Does it? Oh, it says it'll block until you... Oh, just in case. They're really trying to keep you safe from yourself. Like, hey, don't reveal your birthday. If you happen to be recording your gameplay. Little do they know, I've got the way around it. So yeah. Likes from NPCs, times, balance centered, orders completed, supporter profile, likes received for structures, structures built, 1, Structures used, 2 ladders. Cooperation records, people connected. Okay, I like all that shit. I forget exactly what she wanted me to. Here we go.
There's a river you'll need to cross to get there. There are bandits in the area too. Armed groups that have attacked borders in the past. Think about what route you might take from your current location.
Hold that to start drawing a route. Try drawing a route all the way to our destination. I gotta be honest, I forget how much I used it in the first game, but I love the concept of like getting a map and like being an adventurer and being like, here's the map. Oh, there's bandits here. I want to go through there. I want to avoid it. I want to go through across this river. Like, I like the idea of like plotting this route kind of thing. I think I kind of really like the concept of this. Deep river. Oh shit, a deep river. Armed hostiles. I think we're gonna have to do that because this I think are obviously, especially because it's like our first tutorial mission, they're not going to want us to not probably avoid this completely. So that's why they put it right next to where the bridge, excuse me, hiccups. I don't think I'm going to be able to like cross this river. Oh, unless I did it like across here, that'd be funny. But I think obviously it wants us to get through there. Deep river. Can you zoom in? Oh yeah, you can. Oh my god, look how detailed. I see. I'm such a nerd when it comes to. Look at this little picture. It's a person falling into the river. That's horrific. Remove marker. So yeah, we can, do I want to see what the deep river looks like? A. B. Border bridge. A large bridge that spans the old border. It was the only means of crossing the frontier river without wading through the water. Bandits have been known to attack travelers on the bridge. That'll probably be C then. You know, we got some kind of interestingness going on there. Our main objective, obviously, and then the name of the thing. So that's D. Okay, so A, B, C, D, right? So I want to avoid the deep river here. So go to the side of it a little. And then come back across. And, you know, obviously go to that and then cross the bridge and then run our way there. I think that's how we're going to do this. Oh, I think I did this wrong. Let me try this. I think it wants me to do... draw the route first. So I'm here. There we go.
When you plot a route on the map, you'll see what hazards you may.
There we go. I see what it wants me to
You
do.
can face these challenges head on, or try to find a way around them. How you get to your destination is up to you, but think it over before getting underway.
Look at that, this thing on the bottom right. So distance, obviously risk level, interesting. It tells you like your elevation. And then, yeah, if you just go, I mean, it's like a straight line thing, but, so first probably do the straight, line like I did here. But then I should go like, hey, I'm gonna place a marker here. A1 and A2. So A. C. D. There we go. E. So then that's our points. A, B, C, D, E. Oh, but if you do the custom markers, then it gets rid of the route thing we drew, didn't it? I think I like the custom markers more. A little more agency. Like, I don't need to know exactly... You know what I mean? I can plot my thing.
Latest model Cupid.
It's Cupid. Oh, it looks a little different.
We decided to put a hold on network expansion.
A little
until
more
it was ready to
plasticky
go.
looking.
Like last time, you'll be using it to welcome people into a whole new world.
I'd wear a Cupid. I'd connect the world or whatever. Like,
It won't be any harder than before either. The Carol network terminals are ready and waiting. Bridges saw to that. Emily's expedition split into two groups midway. The first continued west, while the second cut south into Mexico. But again, they were only able to lay the groundwork. Until you bring those terminals online with the Cupid, the network can't grow.
just gonna reach out and eat that thing. Don't do it. Don't feed it to Lou.
Hungry?
No.
Oh!
No more baby food for you.
Let you get fragile any trouble, I'm gone.
I'm a baby. I don't know what you just said to me.
Don't you break my kid.
Would you trust Fragile with your child? I actually think I would. She seems responsible enough.
Now who wants to eat?
Fake beached things. I like the convenience of putting the ladder on the tool rack, but it's so ugly. Checking your destination. Hold that to open the corpus for more details. So obviously we're going to B next. B, C, and then D, and then E, right? That's how we're... KO resistance. Weapon usage restricted. You have reached marker A. Marker A removed. Great. Oh, every time you do this, is he gonna do the thumbs up? Thumbs up! Okay. So, there we are. There's my little marker. There's the me. Ring terminal. Weather. Great. Okay. I was gonna say... Oh, I was like trying to figure out... Is there... What's the log? Activity log. Oh. That's a lot of things. Okay. Audio. Master volume. It just has a master volume. It doesn't even have individual sliders for like voice and stuff. That's pretty interesting. Yeah, that's interesting that I can't just boost. Okay. Sorry if some of the talking comes in a little quiet from the characters. Maybe it wasn't too bad. I'll have to check, but All right, well, we're actually going to awkwardly, before we get into this mission, I think it's best that we just create a save slot. Now. Episode 1, Sam. And then we'll pick this up tomorrow. Technically today, it's past midnight. But I'm very excited. Very excited to get into this tomorrow. I don't know when I'm going to start. Kind of depends on when I actually do wake up and everything. It is Thursday tomorrow. Obviously, it's going to be a day stream. It won't be a night stream. But generally on Thursdays in the afternoon, I go grocery shopping for my groceries for the week. So generally, and normally on days where I do have work, I do it during my lunch hour. So like early noon. So that might still be the case. I don't know if I'm going to still hold on to that or whatever. If I really got my shit together, I'd wake up early enough, I'd take a shower, and then I'd just go grocery shopping in the morning, then come back, and then we'd have the whole afternoon, by the time I get things settled. I don't know if I'm going to have my shit together like that. But my hope, at the very least, is to be, playing for 4 to 5 hours tomorrow afternoon is going to be the goal. Thing is, we'll probably play a lot, play that amount on Thursday. Friday, we'll probably play even more of it. And then Saturday, like I said, I would expect a lot over the next, several days, quite a bit of this. Saturday might be a bit of a Higurashi reading and then some of this. And then we kind of go from there. But yeah, we'll play about, hopefully, 4 to 5 hours tomorrow during the afternoon. And then Friday, maybe even more. Maybe an all-day affair, potentially. So, we'll see. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. Like I said, very excited for this game. This was just a taste because I'm antsy and was really excited to just play it for about an hour. We didn't really get to do much, and I don't want to get too much into this opening mission when I know that it'll be waiting for me tomorrow. So, but yeah, this looks great. It's going to be great. It's going to be fun. It's chill. I was talking with a friend about it earlier. I don't know how much of a fun series this would be to watch someone stream. I'm going to be 1,000,000% honest. Because it is a very, I'm still wanting to play it on stream. But I would not be surprised if people don't find it fun to watch at all. Because it's, most of the moment-to-moment gameplay is just chill. Music is playing, environment's doing its thing. And you're just kind of delivering packages. Sure, there's wacky shit that happens in cutscenes and everything. But the main game is, and what I'm going to be doing probably 75% of the time is going to be just walking across environments and delivering packages as best I can. So, which is, to me, very oddly satisfying and relaxing. I just don't know how much fun that is to watch. But it'll be here. So, yeah. Until tomorrow, have a nice rest of your night. Stay safe. Stay well. Be back in 12 to 13 hours, I think. Till then.